Do our buttons work? You are live, local, and on WRGA.
Your buttons are working perfect this morning. Sorry I'm a little late.
That's okay. Believe me, if my buttons are working, that's a miracle in its own self. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. How are you doing today?
Oh, I am wonderful. What a great weekend.
Great weekend indeed. Saw you, of course, out at the Covered Bridge Invitational with a cross-country meet. Great run by the kids. Had a great time.
That's right. Got to watch my daughter run cross-country. Ran her best time ever. Georgia Bulldogs blew it out this weekend.
Yeah, that big Coastal Carolina game. Yeah.
So it was a great weekend. And I heard the Constitutional Day festivities were wonderful.
Good turnout when I'm here.
In town.
Hearing real good turnout about that, so that's good stuff there. And you got a big event coming up this week. We've asked Lato to join us, of course. This weekend is the monthly breakfast of the Floyd County GOP. Your guest is going to be Tom Graves. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're really excited with the new redistricting coming up, and the map's just waiting to be signed. We have now been moved into the 14th district, and Tom Graves is going to be our representative. So he's going to come down Saturday at 8:30. We have breakfast at the Western Sizzlin', and at 9 o'clock our meeting starts. And Tom's going to come down and just talk to us a little bit, let us know, what he stands for, where he's at, what he plans to do for Floyd County. And I've known Tom for many years, and he's a wonderful man, and I think he's going to represent our area well.
Saw something last night that apparently he's going to stick around for 45 minutes for a Q&A after the meeting as well.
Correct. There will be about a 45-minute question and answer session after that meeting as well. So, it's going to be a great opportunity for Floyd County and even, Polk, Carrollton, and the surrounding counties to come down and meet your new congressman. It's not very often we get to meet and spend, good quality time with our United States congressman. So, this is a great opportunity that I really encourage the whole entire community and the whole District 14 to take advantage of.
Well, again, that's going to be this coming Saturday at 8:30 breakfast, 9 o'clock meeting at Western Sizzlin' over here. It's funny, talk about Tom Graves. It seems to be a Tom Graves weekend out there. Tom made some rounds on Friday. Stopped by, saw a few folks coming through town and all, and I think this got something now on the peachpundit.com website that says Graves has been rated #1 in Georgia, #2 in the entire House on the Heritage Action for America scoreboard. That looks like other poll. Go ahead.
He came into town on Friday and met with several of the, I believe he made his rounds to the chamber and to the press outlets. And, of course, he met with some of the leadership of the Republican Party. And, I asked Tom what was his most exciting, he's getting a lot of, what are you going to do for us, 411, water, and all that. But I asked him, I said, just tell me, what's the most exciting thing for you to be part of Floyd County? And he says, we're very common. Him growing up in Calhoun and Gordon County and then just living in Ranger, he understands the life of a small town that doesn't want to become metro. So I think the commonality, he's a very conservative man. He had presented one of my favorite plans, cut Captain Balance. So I think we're going to enjoy Tom as our congressman. Well,
I'll tell you, he's making some good stands. Of course, let's clarify real quick. Phil Gingrey has not gone anywhere yet. Phil's still around. No. Phil's still going to be our congressman through January 2013. But as Layla said, the district has been redrawn pending any court challenges to that. For the 2012 elections, we will elect our officers in 2013. Phil Gingrey's district will move more toward Bartow, Cherokee, down to Cobb, and even into Buckhead a little bit. Tom's new district, 14th district, is the so-called new district for the state of Georgia. That'll start up literally about a state line up northwest corner of the state, wrap around Whitfield County, Floyd County, Chattooga County. It's going to be down to Paulding and Polk County, even Haralson County. So it's a different kind of district, but it's also a brand new territory for Graves. Very wise man to get out there right now, shaking some hands.
That's right. And, another thing that Tom pointed out to us when we spoke was that we're not losing Phil. Phil will always be, someone that will advocate for our area. But what we're doing is we're gaining a team. Now that Phil's familiar with what we need, and Tom is getting to know what Rowan and Floyd County wants and needs. We've got double people advocating for us in Washington now. So that's also enjoyable.
That's a good point. I don't think Phil Gingrey will forget Floyd County. Phil fought very hard to keep Floyd. Now, what the matter Tom Graves saying, hey, governor, whatever, I want Floyd County. It's a matter of how that plan came out. He made it real clear Friday. He was like, whatever Phil wants, Phil gets. And, the governor had a little different idea of that district, and I understand what he had, put together out there. But you're also right. You're going to have two folks advocating out there, having a very active congressman the next county over in Bartow County. Even right now, Tom Graves' district does include a sliver of Gordon County, which is where he lives. So
right.
And so, we've had technically 2 congressmen in our area, but I mean, the sliver of Gordon was really tiny. But now you're going to have 2, let's call it impact counties, so to speak, with Bartow and Floyd in the whole new district for the 14th. So, yeah, you're right. We will have maybe 2 advocates out there, which is great.
Yeah, and also, I think Tom understands that we don't want to be swallowed up by Chattanooga, and Dalton's needs are different than Floyd's needs, and I think he understands that, and that, Floyd's needs and Paulding's needs, and, it's a very diverse, and, Phil didn't have a say-so in his district. Tom didn't have a say-so in his district. But I think that seeing the way the district maps was drawn and speaking to my friends that are in Congress and at State House and state senators, I think that the maps are probably some of the best maps that they could have drawn, grouping things together that are similar as opposed to the convoluted maps we've had in the past. So
we've had some bad ones in the past. Oh, yeah, we've had some horrible maps in the past. Hey, I tell you what, I'll take a quick 1-minute break here. Let's come back and talk about possible challengers to this race, okay?
Okay.
All right, this is the Hometown Headlines Radio Edition. I can't push the buttons in my brain. We'll be right back after this commercial. And welcome back to the Hometown Headlines, the radio edition for Monday. We're joined by Layla Shipman from Floyd County GOP. Layla, we're talking about Tom Graves, about the new 14th District. As I met with Tom for about 45 minutes on Friday, had a great meeting with him and Erica, his assistant, and just talked about what's coming up. The big thing, though, is, although he's already an incumbent congressman, he is coming into a new district, basically. We're going to vote on this next July and next November. Their names are popping up. Cities are popping up. We're looking at power centers such as Dalton Whitfield, Floyd County, Paulding County, and, of course, Tom being, the somewhat of an incumbent, I guess, under this new district. A lot of names popping up out there as possible GOP challengers. What are you folks hearing?
Oh, yeah, we're seeing the folks coming out and extending, hey, we're interested. And you're going to get that during any election cycle. The exploratory, what do you think my chances are? What are the needs of the county? How can I best serve? We're seeing those folks come out, but at the same time, if we've got a great congressman in place and he stands for the values of Floyd County, I would rather spend that money during a primary and runoff as opposed to spending it during that time, using it to beat the Democrats in the November election. Well, so, I'm open and willing to hear anybody that's coming out, but we're going to see some names come out. The announcement of the redrawing of the line with Barry Loudermilk's district, names start popping out very quickly. So, we're going to see. It's going to be a crazy election cycle.
Well, that's the one thing about it. I've heard more buzz on 2012 than I've heard for the last 2 election cycles combined. I mean, there is more, we're seeing Chad Whitefield jump out already for the state Senate seat. Basically, Barry is going to go to a district that's going to be more to our east now. So here, his old district, his current district is opening up. You're seeing Chad's name in there. You're going to hear a few more names come out, I think, as well. And a lot of, a couple of dominoes are going to fall. You're going to see Barbara Massey-Reese could pick up at least 2, if not more, GOP challengers in that District 11 State House seat. So all of a sudden, it's a lot going on out there.
Oh, yeah. Well, once those maps are drawn and we start seeing how that's going to go, everybody starts looking at, what can I do? Not so much as, okay, so now this is open, but what can I do to make things better? And, with the election in New York, an overwhelming Republican win in New York last week, the Republicans are riding a high tide right now, and I'm hoping to ride that on into November of next year through the presidential election, and just let's go ahead and put ours beside everything.
I love that. I'm going to hear about that. And by the way, just to make sure we provide proper balance, what is that? Where we report you decide stuff. We will be joined by Wendy Davis at 8:40 a.m. talking about the Democratic issues coming up there. JJ dinner's coming up this Saturday as well here in Floyd County. So we're getting both ends covered today before anybody picks up the phone, starts calling us and demanding equal time. Exactly.
That's right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to election season. Is like Christmas to me. It's the best time of the year. I love it. It keeps me busy. But, I just encourage, and I've said this before on your program, I encourage everybody, take the time to study the candidates. You've got time. There's many candidates to choose from for the presidential election. We're going to have many to choose from, I'm sure, for all the other elections coming up. Take time, study those candidates, and know and make an informed vote. If nothing else, make an informed vote.
A wonderful thing to say, and I totally agree. unfortunately, we live in a society right now, and I'm a big fan of Twitter, I'm a big fan of Facebook, but I mean, you can't get your politics in 140 characters. You've got to do your own research on this stuff. I mean, and here we are in an information age where there's stuff available to everybody. You can go to, I don't care if you're, your Fox, CNN, whatever you want to go to. There is a ton of information out there, a lot of it from unbiased sources. I mean, just down the middle sources. Make a decision, do the research and make a decision, but don't rely on those, the sound bites or, you're anti this. But I mean, as you know as well as I do, there's already, what do you call it, the smear campaign stuff. I mean, that information already is gathered in a lot of folks out there, and it's gonna hit hard and fast.
But just make an informed decision. I mean, there's no excuse in our era of technology that you cannot make an informed decision and vote for good candidates that stand with what you believe in.
Amen to that. I totally agree. Layla, thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck with the meeting on Saturday. Again, one more time, 8:30, breakfast at Western Sizzle, 9 o'clock, GOP. Be hearing from Representative Tom Graves, whose district will now include Floyd County, starting in the 2013 year, I guess, the election cycle, 2012. We're going to vote on that next year. Again, he'll be there, 45 minutes after the meeting for a Q&A as well. So if you want to meet Tom Graves, your opportunity is this coming Saturday with the Floyd GOP. Layla,
thanks,
great job as always.
Have a great day.
You have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Again, Layla Shipman, Floyd County GOP, joining us today.